Well, welcome to another happy hour with Mike and Kim. Well, welcome, Kim.
Thanks.
We have 4 bourbons on the table. She has no idea what they are. One of the bourbons is from my top shelf. 3 are not. And she gets to pick out which one is the top shelf.
We're in trouble.
Well, this show is going to be a little different. Yeah, we've got a blind, sort of, but the idea or the premise of the show was that if I had a top shelf bourbon and I wanted to recommend 3 alternatives to it, what would it be? Now, I've got an idea of 3 good alternatives to this top shelf allocated bourbon. Kim is not really an expert in bourbon, so I don't know that she could tell an allocated from a non-allocated. Hell, most of the time I can't. But the idea was we put an allocated bourbon, which is in the little mini Glencairn, and she's going to compare 3 alternates to it and tell me which ones she likes best. And then we're going to reveal what that allocated Tater bottle is and which ones that she likes best. Now, she's not a bourbon fan normally, but she does have very good taste buds and a very good perception of what she likes and what she doesn't. So this is going to be a little fun. I'm going to rate mine, she's going to rate hers. So at first, let's taste this Glencairn, this mini Glencairn, and tell me what you think. This is the allocated Tater bottle from the top shelf. Cheers. That's good. It's a traditional bourbon in the sense that it's not finished. There's nothing added to it per se. This is just straight bourbon whiskey. I will tell you it's from Kentucky. That's about all I'm going to tell you for now.
Can you tell me what proof it is?
I think it's
Rough guess.
102, something like that.
Yeah, it's a little strong.
Yeah. I may be wrong about that. I'll correct that on the bottom what it is. I didn't check that before the show.
I always ask the good questions.
None of these bourbons are cask strength, though. I will tell you that. They're either 90 to, I would say, 105, 106 proof, somewhere in there.
This is pretty good, as long as you don't drink too much at one time. But if you get a lot of it in your mouth,
oh, this
don't light a
one
match.
is really meant to be a sipper. Just this one you probably would not mix. One, because of the price. 2, because it's just so good on its own.
you know, I'll mix anything.
Mix anything. So, A, B, C, and I want you to tell me, and you can go back and forth between the control and the alternates here, and tell me if you like any of these better than our Tater bottle.
You didn't warn me that I'd be drinking multiple drinks tonight.
I set her up, didn't I?
See, I think that one's a little nutty.
I have to look at my cheat sheet here.
That's A. Just a, oh yeah, definitely nutty. It's not quite as strong or sharp, maybe.
She's dead on. This is nuttier than the Glencairn. Definitely nuttier. Now I know for a fact that this one is 100 proof. And now I'm thinking about it, I think the allocated is under 100. I think it's somewhere between 190. I don't remember it being over 100.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Wow.
Ooh, that one's strong.
This one I think is 107, maybe. Yeah, I should have wrote this down before I started. You know, I don't think about it because this is right in my wheelhouse as far as proof.
It's got these two have a similar
This one
proof.
is a little bit stronger than the previous. I know this is 100. I think this is more like 107. Maybe.
Really? It has that same sharpness.
But not as nutty as A. A was definitely the nuttier. She's already ahead of me. You notice that?
I have to, like, quickly.
And I can tell you that I have an affection for C. I really do.
Well, don't say that.
Well, what I like is not what you're going to like.
I don't know. The last time we did something like this, we were right on.
I definitely find C to be spicier. More pepper on the tongue. No?
I don't like that one.
Okay, so you're going to put in third place as far as we're saying first through third. We're not going to rank this. We're just saying of the alternates to this, B, that B is in third place, and that could be the proofier.
I don't like it, and it's not anywhere. It's
not sweet at all.
Anywhere near this. I don't think.
Yeah.
Now these two. Let's see. I think this one's stronger.
Well, I'm going to get one for my third place. Oh, this one is so good. I'm going to disagree with you, and I am going to put...
What's new?
I'm going to put my A in third place.
It's a story of my life.
Yeah, it is A in it. Let's see, I marked these glasses. That's A. So I think A is third. Normally I probably in my head rank it higher, knowing what it is, but tonight I definitely like B and C better than A.
I think those two are most similar.
Yeah. And all these alternatives, depending on where you are findable. As a lot of things, when you get to smaller distilleries, they may not distribute to your state. Doesn't mean it's allocated, just they just don't send it there. But all three of these I can find. Sometimes, you know, they don't stay on the shelf long, but they're all three what I consider non-allocated.
Have an answer. What was the question?
What was the question?
If you drink enough, you don't remember.
Remember, we're saying that this is an allocated Tater bottle.
Right.
So and the other three are all, I consider alternates to it. It's the same type of bourbon. I will tell you, I'll give you another clue. These are all single barrels. So even this one is a single barrel. So these were alternates to this single barrel, and I consider them all a good alternate. Now, depending on your palate, you might like one more than the other, just like she likes one more. But they're all good alternates. They're all affordable.
You want to know what I think?
I want to know what second place is.
Well, I think second place because it matches as a good alternate, or second place because...
This, you're not ranking.
I know, but second place because I like it.
Well, it should be what you like.
Okay.
Now, this is, you're tasting this,
yes.
and These are alternates to
Yes.
it. So really, I mean, whether you think it's an alternate or you like, if you don't like it, you wouldn't want to rank it high. So if you couldn't have this, what is these
Well,
three?
First of all, I'm not sure I want this.
Right.
Um,
Well, then just rank them and what
okay.
you like the best.
So C, I think, is the closest in, I guess, proof.
Oh.
Because the
Wait it to the reveal, and she's going to be shocked.
Closest to the proof and closest to the taste.
Yeah.
I prefer A though.
Wow.
And I'll go so far as I've heard you say that there's a certain kind of alcohol that has more of a nutty taste to it, and I believe that's it, whatever that is. That's all I know.
All right. Well, my second place is going to be B, which was, I think, your third place.
Yeah.
So my second place was
the
B. And I didn't hide it. My favorite to this day of these three is still C. I like all three of them. I drink all three of them. I have backups to at least two of them. But C is my favorite, where C came in second to you.
It's too. I don't know if it's the proof or what, but it's just too much.
What did you think of this? Your honest impression. Now, it's list price is really not that expensive. The problem is you can't find them, and everyone marks them up.
It's okay.
That's okay.
I don't really taste any strong flavors that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and it's kind of going down the wrong way. What I taste and what's strong in here is flavors that I don't care for.
So of these four, then that's not your favorite, is
No.
it? Wow.
And my favorite of these four, because it's certainly not my favorite.
Excuse me. If you had to guess, top shelf here, it's one of these on this shelf. What do you think it could be?
Well, my first guess, what I thought maybe, was that you were going to fool me with, it's not Stag. I don't think it's strong enough to be Stag.
No, Stag is like 130.
And I
plus
think
proof.
I've tasted that before, and it just kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe-
Antique 107?
You're probably not that far off on proof, but Antique 107 is a weeded, and none of these are weeded.
Okay.
It is the
Blanton.
Blanton's single barrel. And, you know, I never remember. It's 93 proof. I
It
had
sure
that
tastes
totally
stronger
wrong.
than that.
I sure thought it was higher up. But I really don't drink the Blanton's that, and it's not because I have another one of those. It's not because I don't like it. It just, you know, it's not easy to find, so I tend to deplete it slow. But the Blanton's is the control drink, the one we're comparing to, and there again, I usually buy my Blanton's for around $70, which is unheard of, but I wait to get it in a raffle or some other place where I find it near list price. They're hard to find at that price. A lot of people pay well over $100 for that single barrel. I would tell you, don't. I know if you're a collector, I get it. But if you're just an enthusiast, you just like good bourbon, there's a lot of the bourbons that are better under $100 than the Blanton. So, three alternatives, I say, if you can't find the Blantons, and you're not just out to collect the bottle, and everybody wants the bottle, I understand.
Just fill that thing up with something else.
Yeah. But if you're just wanting a good single barrel, and I'm not talking about these stores pick single barrels that are one-off. I've got lots of them up here. So I picked single barrels that are pretty much standard release single barrels. you should be able to get in the stores in your neck of the woods. Who used to say that?
There was a weatherman.
Was your neck of the woods. Yeah, it was a weatherman that said that. So, pull my thing out here.
I can tell you one thing, none of them is Buffalo Trace.
But there's going to be a story about one of them that you'll find interesting.
Okay.
So, your last place, your third place...
Was B.
Was B. B for Baker's 7. Now, did you say... Now, it's kind of funny that you were talking about nuttiness, and Jim Beam is known for nuttiness. That's a Jim Beam product, but that's not the one you were talking about. You were talking about...
I didn't taste any nuttiness in glass.
And, oh yeah, I was right. It was 107 proof, so it certainly was the proofiest. Let's see, I don't have that price on that one, but I generally see it in the low 60s. Occasionally I'll see it for 59, and I'll grab one if it's at that price. So $60, you see it for $60, it's a good deal. It is a very good bourbon, but tonight it's not Kim's favorite. So what was your second place?
C. That's the one you said was your favorite.
Now I'm going to get a lot of comments about this one.
We like comments.
John J. Bowman. It is 100 proof. And what's interesting about John J. Bowman, it's distilled at the Buffalo Trace facility.
And like I said, taste-wise, to me, it was the closest to the Blantons.
A lot of people,
just didn't like it.
Me included, think it's one of the best Blanton's alternatives out there. And I usually get this bottle for $59.99. I ever see it for that, I've got like 3 or 4 of them in the whiskey vault. I see it for 60 bucks, I'm buying it because I know I always like it. The availability is kind of hit and miss. If you're in Virginia, you can find it easily. Other places, the problem is that not necessarily that it's allocated, because I see it on like Tower Wine and Spirits here in Atlanta. They'll put it out there with no limit. They'll get a case of it or 2 cases of it, and it's gone in a day.
I just drank these 2, like back to back. They are dead on each other.
Yeah. And you know that the Blanton's, the list price is not that much more. The problem is people buy for the bottle, not for the bourbon. If you're buying for the bourbon, I'll tell you that. A lot of times I can't tell the difference, and other times I rate the John J. Bowman better. In fact, I've done a fight in the past, a blind, and the Bowman came out on top.
I could see that.
It's good.
So now you've got my curiosity up. What's in this little bottle that's in this Glass A?
And that was last in mine.
Ooh.
Henry McKenna, 10-year. This is a bottled in bond, also single barrel, and it's also 100 proof. Now I'm a fan of McKenna. I've drank so much of it, I get a little tired of it now, and so I favor some of the other ones. But I've got 3 bottles of McKenna around here somewhere. I see this a lot of places. I see this everywhere. I see this when it comes in, and then the next day it's gone. And the Blantons, of course, everyone knows what Blantons is.
There's none of them that's anywhere remotely sweet at all to me. And they're all very ordinary in their taste, I think. Nothing really jumps out that it's peppery or it's sweet or whatever all those other things are. They're just kind of,
Well, due to the expense, I wouldn't normally mix a lot of them, but I think of the 3, this would probably make the best old-fashioned, just because it's a little higher proof. It does have a good age on it. I would not mix either of these 2. I think they're fine the way they are. You like them, you don't like them. I think they're, I mean, go get you a Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve if you're only looking for a mixer that's a good quality.
Yeah, I like that.
So, well, you passed pretty good. I think you did pretty good. Now, there's a lot of people out there who are not fans of McKenna and would have put that last, and then there are fans that absolutely love it and would have put it first. So you're in that latter group. There's a lot of
these three, and it's always what you have at the time.
Yeah.
And how your palate is partying that day.
Well, I think we've run out of time, so this was fun, Kim. We'll have to do something like this again. Maybe do it in reverse order. You do it to me next time. So, thanks again for coming to Happy Hour with Mike and Kim. And that's always on Thursdays. So when we do this, it's not every Thursday now, but we try to make it a lot of Thursdays. So if it's Happy Hour with Mike and Kim, it's definitely Thursday. Well, cheers to the Blantons, and remember, there are good alternatives to the Blantons. See ya. Bye. And she gets to pick out which one is the top shelf.
We're in trouble.